No moi, it is Joinen, and I was born in the 90s, as were so many other super weird things, like Furbies, blow-up furniture, collecting differently colored teddy bears filled with beans, and promotional items intended to further entice kids to beg their parents for something obscenely unhealthy. But this was the 90s, and parents hadn't yet caught on to the idea that being unhealthy is unhealthy.
Hey Jake. What, Mum? I've got some Chico rolls for you. They literally look like this. That's your dinner. And sit a little bit further back from the TV, Jake. You'll get square eyes. It's not good for your health.
If there's one thing I remember getting unreasonably excited about as a kid, it was promotional items that came with other completely unrelated items. My older brother used to collect a magazine called K-Zone, but you know, I liked to keep some level of independence, so I used to collect a magazine called Mania, which was kind of just the same thing, but far less successful. And other than the fact that these magazines were just 50% full of advertisements that kids would willingly spend money on to consume, with the other 50% being gender stereotypes, perhaps their biggest marketing genius was the fact that it came with a toy. You might get a slap bracelet or get lucky with a tech deck, but this meant that you could, if your mum was in a particularly good mood that day, convince her to buy you a magazine because, you know, reading should be encouraged. But joke's on her, you might read a couple of pages of that bad boy, but you'll probably be too busy getting your newly acquired sticky hands stuck to the ceiling. Everybody loves a freebie. No one can deny that. But what was odd about promotional items is the grip they had on us. It literally didn't matter what bonus items the corporate shills at Smith's or Lay's were shoving into their chip packets. You bet your butt kids are coming home from school crying because some other kid stole it. Shady trades, playing for keeps, losing your trust in every single other kid on the school bus, and for what? The dumbest, most pointless piece of contribution to global warming that came out of a chip packet. None fit this bill were more perplexing than the Tazo.
I'm looking for that pig.
Porky Pig? Sorry. Sylvester, do you?
There's 50 different Looney Tunes Tazos to collect and time is running out.
There's 250 million Tazos to find out there.
250 million? That's a lot of plastic.
Yeah. It's that big promotion I've been looking for.
This ad, with a current worldview perspective, is quite confusing. We have the line 250 million, that's a lot of plastic, as if that's supposed to be a thing that should be celebrated, followed by, yeah, it's that big promotion I've been looking for, as the camera reveals that the guy is wearing plastic pants, which I think is supposed to be the punchline of the ad. But the strangest thing to me is just how on the nose Tazos are about this advertisement. The whole catchphrase for the promotion is Tazos. A really big promotion. Now, I don't know what kind of kid the marketing team had in mind when pitching this idea, but I don't know, somehow a campaign purely built around a promotion pun, where on one side we've got a goofy plastic pants wearing man talking about his promotion, and on the other side we've got Tazos declaring, you know what, we spent a huge amount of money on this promotion, and if you don't start buying a few more chip packets, we're putting someone in the dirt. It just doesn't seem like a surefire hit to me, but somehow it was. Tazos were huge. Way bigger than they had any business being, especially considering they just rebranded POGs, which, at this point, it's probably worth reminding you, are just plastic discs with a picture on them. Also a Twitch emote. There's actually a relation there. We'll get into that in a bit. I could get into the history of POGs, but I grew up with Tazos. Rest assured, they're just a reboot of the same thing, or I guess more like a localization. Regardless, plastic discs with a picture on it. Am I going insane? How were we all so enamored? I'm not a psychologist. I make YouTube videos. All I know is that it worked. So much so that every franchise wanted a piece of the Tazo pie. Tazo crossovers were off the hook. It started off with Looney Tunes before delving into just about everything. Disney, The Simpsons, Sailor Moon, The Mask, for some reason. Pokemon, Pokemon 2, Digimon, Pokemon 3, Yu-Gi-Oh! Those were cool. They were made of metal, which makes them cool. Dragon Ball, I mean, it didn't stop. They did Australian Football League ones, and apparently Angry Birds ones. Weird. I didn't think they were still kicking at that point, but nope, look at this. They were still making them in 2020. Pac-Man ones. What year is it? We seem to have completed a revolution in the space-time continuum, but if anyone can do it, it's Tazos. I guess at some point they had the absolutely ludicrous idea to make these things actually do something. Like these Star Wars ones. The ad for which will almost definitely get copyrighted, so excuse my best attempt at recreating all the sounds orally.
Build your very own Star Wars X-Wing fighter, Imperial Shuttle, and TIE fighter with new connected Tazos. New connected Tazos. Check packs for the blue strip.
Connector Tazos! The mad lads did it! You can play with the things, you know, actually do something with them. But at some point, at least here in Australia, they decided to take it one step further.
Hey, what year is it? Like 2003 or something?
Right, so let's sort this out in a way that's fitting of the times.
I thought you'd never ask.
3, 2, 1, lady!
It's the early 2000s, and the only thing that had a stronger grip on me than my habit of asking my mum for a packet of twisties was my grip on my old trusty ripcord, baby. Or should I say, Beyblade. I don't know if everyone you knew was freakishly obsessed with Beyblades, but everyone I knew was freakishly obsessed with Beyblades. And if you're cottoning on to the geniuses over at Tazo's way of thinking, they knew.
Rip into a pack of twisties now, and you won't just get great tasting twisties, you'll also get a new bigger Beyblade Tazo tops for the ultimate in battling power. There's 60 mega Beyblade Tazos to collect. Let's Beyblade! So rip into the great taste of twisties or new Twisties Cheezos and let it rip!
I love that they so clearly didn't have the actual Tazos on hand when filming the ad. It so obviously cuts away right before they reveal what wonder they've pulled out of the bag. And then when it cuts back, the kid is so smugly tucking it away into his breast pocket, like he's a businessman putting away his pen. Also, I don't know what kind of chips you have where you're from, but Twisties Cheezos has to be one of the most blatant ripoffs in chip history. Twisties Cheezos. Cheezels. Really? Also, this kid's hair? Anyway, I had a bunch of these Beyblade Tazos and I loved playing with my real Beyblades, so I ordered some real deal Beyblade Tazos to see if they can recapture the sheer high octane exhilaration that I remember in the ring.
Look, I got 2 Beyblades left. Good, because I wasn't gonna give you this one. 3, 2, 1, let it rip!
That was a bit mediocre.
Beyblade Tazos. I mean, the fun is purely self-evident, but until researching for this video, I had gone my whole life completely unaware of one glaring fact. Did you know that regular Tazos is an actual game?
It's just a plastic disc with a picture on it. How did these ever get so popular?
What on earth are you supposed to do with them? Play with them? The question is, why did no one ever tell me? It's a game? Of course it is! That makes so much sense! I mean, next you're gonna tell me that Pokemon trading cards are also a game and not purely for the profit of rich influencers and strange men who like to scam people. I think the big thing here, the reason it's not completely clear is because in order to play the game, you need something called a slammer. Like, the game isn't complete on its own. In order to actually play the game, you need another wad of plastic. And just, excuse me, but where on earth were people getting these things? I know where to get Tazos. From my Burger Rings packet. Easy. But you're telling me I need to commit a back alley trade deal with Captain Slam in order to get a glorified hockey puck just to play this game?
Hey, kid.
Hey, you, got the goods?
Yeah, I got some slammers.
Nice. Well, I've got a Blue Eyes White Dragon, so...
You looking to slam?
Huh?
I said you want to slam, boy?
Look, I just want to play the...
I can teach you to slam real good.
That can't be the official terminology for playing this game. Do you think that— Let's slay 'em! Honestly, Let It Rip was better. How are they so bad at this? Granted, from what I understand, you probably could play this game with an actual hockey puck instead of a Tazo certified slammer, but that's beside the point. Also, maybe the cogs are turning in your head. Tazos are just pugs. Pug Champ is a Twitch emote of a Komodo, used to be a dude who played pugs in a video before saying
Pog Champions.
Pug Champ. Anyway, history lesson over. Let's look at how to play. You throw the slammer at the Tazos that are all stacked up. If they flip over, you get that many points. That's it. You give the other person a go, rinse and repeat until all gone. Okay, so you know where this is going. I need to make up for lost time as a kid. So, without the option of going down to the tuck shop and getting some Doritos and a pack of Zappos, I instead did what anyone would do in my position of learning that Tazos is an actual game, and bought 100 of them off eBay. I'm not a child anymore. I have a business expense account. So obviously that means I can buy 4 slammers, a tube, the whole lot. Somehow, despite the sheer magnitude of Tazos related equipment I had coming in the mail, I still kind of felt ripped off at $40 delivered, especially because the ad says this. Please note, the Tazos have all been played and are showing wear, not suitable for the serious collector. I was so caught up in playing the game, I had forgotten about the only aspect about Tazos I knew as a kid, which is obviously collecting. I take not suitable for the serious collector as not only an insult to my self-respect, but also a challenge. I can't be seen as not a serious collector. What would my viewers think? How would they have any respect for me? What would my friends at school think? So I jumped on eBay, and after a little while of looking, I found the Holy Grail, an original old school 50-gram pack of French fries. Americans are probably quite confused by that. They're not French fries. They're chips, but like tiny little toothpick-sized chips, not like actual French fries. Anyway, a sealed pack of French fries with a Dragon Ball Z Tazo in it. The very ones I remember collecting as a kid, and all for the absolute steal of a price, $4,999.99. But using this coupon code, I can get it for $4,899.99. And at this point, we're practically making money. Now, I won't say I bought it. I did buy something though. Something that if you were interested in Tazos, you might be inclined to call the purchaser a serious collector. But I'll show that to you later. For now, I've got a Tazos tournament to win. Actually, I'm feeling generous. So the winner of the tournament gets to keep the Tazos related purchase, and by extension, don the title of serious collector.
Can you play some Tazos with me?
Jeez, these are like all the Looney Tunes ones. The Simpsons? These are really old. 1996? 1995? These are as old as I am. There's so many of them. Pick your slammer. Orange. Okay, I'll go green. Ebby, you can be purple. I did not need 100 of these things. All right, let's grab like a random handful and let's play with these. And if you win, you get this thing. Okay. All right. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 11, 12. And that one goes back. This game is easy. All right. Now you slam it. You get none. Here I go. Oh, you get 1, 2, 3. You got 4 points. That means I win. Obviously, chip packets weren't the first to include promotional items, and I don't know what is, but I wouldn't be surprised if it were, of course, cereal boxes. But, I mean, I'm not a kid anymore, and I also don't eat cereal. It's like carbs and sugar for breakfast. Either way, what I'm getting at is I am grossly unqualified to say this, but I swear, cereal doesn't come with toys anymore. And I definitely don't think chip packets do either. Why? I looked around and I found this article that blames 2 reasons as to why cereal boxes don't have toys in them anymore. 1, some toys are choking hazards. Seems like an easy fix. Maybe just don't include toys
that are choking hazards. 2, kids just aren't as into toys as they used to be, which just cannot be true. I mean, not completely true. Are you telling me, hand to heart, that iPads and Roblox have completely antiquated, throwing hunks of plastic at smaller pieces of plastic? I mean, give me a break. But really, honestly, if this actually was the case, then why do McDonald's, the king of all marketing, still offer toys in their meals? Every kid who has had a Happy Meal has fond memories of McDonald's toys. I remember bringing in my McDonald's Snoopy toys to show and tell at school to show the class, as they watched in pure bewilderment about how I, a mere child, had managed to collect not 1, not 2, but 3 McDonald's Snoopy figurines, despite the fact that 2 of them were duplicates. I remember being so obsessed with Spy Kids that when McDonald's released a series of spy gadgets that when completely collected and assembled would take the form of a robot dog, I stopped at nothing to complete that thing. Even going so far as to commit the cardinal sin of asking my dad to ask the McDonald's worker for a specific toy so that I don't get a duplicate of one that I already had so that I could complete my set. I remember during school sewing class, I had sewed together a tiny blanket and pillow for a miniature bed I had made so that the robot dog could sleep next to my bed. So yes, I was the cutest kid on the planet. I think the further you look back, the weirder the McDonald's toys got. Like, I'm not talking about the Star Wars, Clone Wars bobbleheads. I'm not talking about these things or even the Ronald McDonald Beanie Baby. I'm talking the McDonald's Sponge Tickle Feather, the McDonald's Colgate toothpaste, the McDonald's 1999 CD-ROM game for Windows 3.1 and above, Mission to McDonaldland. The information about this game is sparse. Sometimes I wonder whether I managed to create this whole thing inside my mind because it's such a fever dream of a game and there is very little about it online. I found a single website that even mentions the fact that it was a promotional item for the restaurant. So there's that, but also, the entire game for download. Now, I remember playing this game a lot as a kid on our Windows 95 desktop computer, so I'm not gonna pass up the opportunity to play it again as an adult. Let me just download it and install a Windows 3.1 emulator and boot the game up. The game was weird as a kid, but it is so much weirder as an adult. There's thick Australian accents everywhere, horrifying graphics, a story that has you helping out a Martian named Astor return to his home planet after colliding with the first dinosaur in space.
It's time to explore Underwater World.
What is this? What am I supposed to do? You can help me do this, can't you?
I'm free.
Free as a glow in the darkfish can be.
I'm also
useful as a light in the dark. Yeah. I know.
Piece of Asta's spaceship.
Yes! We're playing Flappy Bird. This is just great. Oh my gosh! What is that?
Welcome to Dinosaur Island.
This is one of my newest creations, Dinosaur Island.
Is this like a Tamagotchi?
Gucci goo.
Oh my goodness. It's the same game. Here's the
piece of Asta's spaceship.
Yes! It's Pac-Man. We're playing Pac-Man.
Welcome.
We're playing a board game.
Your turn. Your turn.
Yep.
Your turn.
All right, you don't need to say it every time. Wait, is that it?
Oh
no, here we go.
This has been a truly great adventure.
Mission to McDonaldland. Wow, what a game. Anyway, I'm sure you're all wondering what this is. And by now, I'm sure you've guessed, it's a sealed, brand new, real deal Tazo. Not only that, it's a Dragon Ball one, which I love. From what I can see on the back here, I used to have this very one. So to be able to reopen it again is something special. Oh yeah, baby, Super Saiyan Gohan, back when Gohan was cool. Yeah! So the Dragon Ball Tazos came out in 2005, and this one is 2001. Something's not right. It says 2001. Either this is a time-traveling Tazo or something is very wrong. Tazos are commonly made from a plastic base, but some series have been produced from cardboard or aluminium, such as the Australian Yu-Gi-Oh! Metallic series. Wait, Australian? Australian Tazos. Yeah, this is an Australian Tazo. Tazo sets. Series. Looney Tunes, Cheetah, Looney Tunes, Simpsons, Chester, Space Jam, Star Wars, Batman, Beyblade, Tazo, Simpsons, AFL. What? There's no Dragon Ball. How can there be no Dragon Ball? I specifically remember having tons of Dragon Ball ones. This specific one. Over the years, there have been similar cards offered by other companies in packets of chips like Pokemon, Digimon, Lord of the Rings. However, these have not been marketed under the Tazo brand in Australia and aren't considered an official Tazo product. No. Disc is not a Tazo. That means I'm not a serious collector.